With all the reverberations from the Mike Flynn guilty plea, there's an awful lot of spinning going on all sides. And here we have Donald Trump's lawyer, John Dowd, telling Axios the president can't be accused of obstruction of justice because he's the nation's chief law enforcement officer. I'm sorry, I'm not buying that. I lived through the Nixon impeachment. One of the articles of impeachment approved by the House Judiciary Committee before Richard Nixon was forced to resign was about obstruction of justice. If you take the view that a president can't obstruct justice, then he can do anything, engage in any kind of criminal conspiracy. Now, it is true, most legal scholars agree, that a president can't be indicted while in office, which leaves only the remedy of impeachment, but certainly can't say that he does nothing, he's not capable of obstructing justice. Now, I'm not saying in this case that Donald Trump did anything to obstruct justice. A lot of pundits are making the assumption or leaping to the assumption that because his former national security advisor has pleaded guilty to lying to the FBI, that he is ready to spill the beans on his former boss, and therefore that Flynn could incriminate President Trump. Except, what is he going to incriminate him for? We don't know. It's pure speculation. It's Flynn who's in trouble for lying. Now, the president's reaction to this has been to say he feels very badly for General Flynn, that his life is ruined. And I understand that. He was a close advisor during the campaign, even if he was only national security advisor for 24 days. But then Trump pivots to Hillary Clinton. Well, why wasn't she indicted? Didn't she lie to the FBI? The fact is, Flynn admits it. He lied to the FBI. Hillary Clinton, whether she should have been or not, was never charged with any criminal offense. And so at this point, that doesn't really matter. Not that the Mueller probe is looking great right now, because he had to reassign, we were belatedly learning, reassign months ago, one of the FBI agents who was found to have sent a lot of private texts with anti-Trump and pro-Hillary messages. But the final point here has to do with the way in which this is playing out, because if you accept the notion that the president is the nation's chief law enforcement officer, then you have to look at his tweet. And the tweet says that he fired Flynn, this is back in January, because he lied to Mike Pence, we knew he lied to the vice president, and to the FBI. So a lot of the legal experts and journalistic loudmouths are saying, aha, the president knew. He knew that Flynn lied to the FBI, therefore maybe he was trying to cover something up. Well, so John Dowd, the same guy who says he can't, his client can't obstruct justice, is falling on his sword. He's saying he wrote the tweet, and the tweet was sloppily worded. And it's not accurate to say that the president knew at the time that Mike Flynn lied to the FBI. So all this gets very down in the weeds. I'm sure it's hard for a lot of people to follow. Nevertheless, for those who think it's overplayed, and I've argued for 8, 9, 10, 11 months now, that there have been many points in which minor developments and speculation have been overplayed by the media, and there is still no evidence of collusion with Russia. But when the former national security advisor pleads guilty to lying to the FBI, and everybody wants to talk about what impact that might have, he's a cooperating witness now, that's a legitimate news story. But it's a news story that we ought to be really careful about as it plays out in terms of what we say, drawing the line between speculation or hoping that something might be true, because that's where journalists get into trouble, trying to jump the gun, going beyond the available evidence.